What's up, guys? It's been a while. It's been a couple weeks now. Last time I talked to you guys, I was just quitting Western Express. So this entire time I've been working with JB Hunt, going through my orientation and doing my first, I think it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks since I started. And this video is going to start off by going over the orientation, and then the next video I'll kind of go into how I'm feeling about JB Hunt now, and what are some of the duties that I'm tasked with now being with JB Hunt. Now with the orientation, the recruiter that I had claimed that it was going to be 2 days, which it was. 2 days of orientation, and I was going to be pretty much right on the road. I'm on the Walmart Sam's Club account. The camera keeps falling. I am on the Walmart Sam's Club account, and orientation was going to be 2 days, and I was going to be able to just hit the road and be working. And the reason that orientation is a lot shorter than like Western Express, I know, is like 4 days or 3 days or whatever. I know some other companies like a week. And the reason why JB Hunt's orientation is so short is because it was a mandatory 6-month experience job or position. So a lot of these places like Western Express and CR England and Swift hire people from right out of school. So they're taking that big risk. And with that being said, they're going over everything in the orientation to kind of prepare you to be on the road and make sure that you know everything. With JB Hunt, they already know that you know your stuff. You've been driving for 6 months. You know enough to be able to come in and not have to be, treated like a first grader, and have every tiny little thing gone over. Unless obviously you want that, then you can ask as many questions as you want. But JB Hunt, for me, it was only 2 days, and it was quick. Now, right the time I started my JB Hunt orientation, they were going through an overhaul with their system. So their system was really slow, and for the most part, we couldn't really get anything on the computers done. But everything that we were learning, it was like the most chilled back experience I've ever had in terms of like an orientation, especially like with a trucking company. Man, we didn't really go over too much. It was like we already know. We went over the new software, I guess, is going to be new to transition over to their software. They use something called PeopleNet. So we went over the PeopleNet, and just everything was straightforward. Day one, I was instructed to be there in the hotel room at 6:45. Shuttle would come pick us up at about 7 o'clock a.m. I'm sorry, we would be in the lobby at 6:30. Shuttle would pick us up at 6:45, and then orientation would start at 7 a.m. Cool thing is they supplied lunch, so they give you a menu and you kind of just pick whatever you want from this pizza place, and they deliver it. So they cover lunch, which is really cool. But it starts at 7 a.m. And then you're pretty much done between 3 or 4. We were getting out between 2 o'clock and 3:30 because, like I said, the transition in the system, so everything was down, so we couldn't do any of the computer stuff. That was the first day. We went over something called the Smith system, which is kind of like a system they use to make their drivers alert drivers, just checking your mirrors every 8 seconds and all that nonsense. So the first day was pretty much everything was in-house. So we were inside the classroom, so to speak, pretty much the entire duration of the first day of orientation. It lasted till about 3 o'clock. Then we got sent back to the hotel. Shuttle took us back to the hotel. Hotel was nice. I did my orientation at the East Brunswick terminal, and the East Brunswick terminal was like a main terminal. So it has showers, laundry, driver break room. It's got everything. It's compared to Western Express, it was a great experience for me because Western Express had a huge terminal, but there wasn't any driver friendly, like anything to make the driver feel comfortable while they stayed at the terminal. I went to the main headquarters terminal too, in Nashville, and I also went to the terminal in Allentown or Bethlehem or whatever, and the bathrooms were stinky, nasty. The break rooms were really nasty. It was just really not clean. But the JB Hunt one was a completely different story. They got their own maintenance guy. Literally every 30 seconds, he's coming to the bathroom to clean the bathrooms. They got showers, laundry, and just make you feel at home the entire time you're there. So it's super cool to have that whole experience not too far from where I'm located. What was I saying? So they took us back to the hotel, and then the shuttles would bring us back same time frame the next day. The second day, they focus on that Smith system that I was talking about. So first things first, you take the shuttle truck. It's like a regular van. You take the van around this route that the instructor will be with you during this time frame, as well as the other students. And meanwhile, the class that I had, because of coronavirus, was only 3 of us. Me and 2 other guys. So that was the entire orientation class. So we took the shuttle around just kind of like a predetermined route, and they kind of gauged how good of a driver, if you're even a safe driver in general, even in a regular vehicle. It wasn't a truck, it wasn't a semi-truck, it was just a regular van. Checking your mirrors, using your turn signals, your speed, making sure that you're paying attention to your signs. So the first time, he allowed all 3 of us to go, and then we would do another run of pretty much the same route, but this time we were actually being tested, and we were given certifications based on if we passed the Smith system or not. And it wasn't really hard. It's not rocket science. These guys aren't really trying to make us fail. They're just making sure we're paying attention to signs. 7 seconds following distance, 15 seconds looking ahead, like all these different things that were super easy to kind of catch on to. And that was, like I said, in a regular van. Once we did that, we came back to the orientation, I guess the classroom, and we went over the tablets. They don't use the Qualcomm, they use Galaxy tablets. And we got a chance to sign in, go over our 8-day logs, and figure out the ins and outs of the tablet, just to understand, once we get on the truck, what we're going to be looking at. And that kind of made it easy for when I got my truck. Everything was kind of like hands-on. But once we did that, we did go in a pretty much essentially the road test for the actual truck. They put us in a Freightliner Cascadia. We hooked up to one of the empties, and we head out on the road with the instructor. And they split us into 2 groups. The main instructor had the backing test, and then the other instructor had the road test. So I went on the road test with the instructor. It was super easy. Just mind your distance, and just like if you've been driving for 6 months, you already know what to do. So this guy's just along for the ride. So yeah, I went around my route. Past that, once I came back, I did the backing. The backing, just because the size of the yard wasn't huge, was not difficult, but it was a little bit tight. But he did mention, if you hit anything, you're immediately, they get rid of you right away. I mean, not get rid of you, but they give you 30 days and then you can come back. So that would have sucked if I would have hit something, or if I would have backed into their trailer, because I'm quitting my job to come here, and I hit a trailer, and now I'm out of work for a month. That would kind of be unfortunate. I guess it'd be my fault, but yeah. So if you hit anything, they're gonna send you. That's just what the guy said, and they're gonna send us away for 30 days, and then we can come back. But overall, the experience was good. My one negative experience was right after the orientation, because I have Tuesday and Wednesday off. So Monday, Tuesday was orientation. Wednesday would be my normal day off, so I did take off that day. But I was assigned a truck immediately. Now, they didn't have any trucks on the main terminal, but they had trucks with in Bethlehem, which was probably an hour and a half. So they Ubered me, or hit me with a lift, and sent me to get that truck. And I got assigned the truck. I got in. The truck was a 2017 International LT that had 237 something thousand miles on it, and it smelled like cigarettes. It was really dirty. It was nasty. It was a terrible experience when it came to getting assigned my first truck, and I was very, very dissatisfied with how the quality of truck was. I got the truck. I got hooked up to an empty. I was losing air pressure in the truck. It was dropping to like dangerous levels, like 50 psi. I finally managed to limp my way back home, and I ended up having an incident where the air, I stopped at a stop sign or a red light, and I got stuck because the air pressure was so low that it wouldn't release my trailer brakes, and I'm skidding, and I'm in the middle of the intersection, and I just have no air pressure. I can't get my trailer to move. So that was mistake, or not mistake, but that was issue number one. Then I parked at home, come back the next day, do my pre-trip inspection just to find out there's gear fluid under my rear axle on my truck. It's piston fluid. So that was just like a headache, and I'm just like, man, this is stupid. So they called over a wrecker to me. Wrecker hooks up, drives me back to the East Brunswick terminal, drops that truck off, and they're on to send me to find a new truck. Thank God the new truck they gave me was like a 2019 or 2018 maybe, Freightliner Cascadia. So it was actually really nice. It only had 180,000 miles on it. It might be 2019. So it's pretty nice truck. It's pretty clean. It's I was telling them I wanted a Freightliner anyway, because my last truck was an International. I just wanted to try something new. So they did get me in a new truck. The one good thing I have to say is that you don't have one designated DM. And not to say you don't have one DM, but you have a team of people there to kind of assist you in anything you need. I have my main dispatcher, and then you have your like 5 or 6 different people that are all within like one chat room, so that once you ask a question or send a message, they all can help you and assist you when you need help. So that's pretty cool. And the team that I have is pretty on top of everything. They don't let me go with any issues for too long, so they hop on top of everything. On top of that, you get paid for breakdown pay, and that was pretty cool. So orientation, for the most part, it wasn't a bad experience at all. The 2 guys that I was with, they were super cool, and we had a good time. And I do have another negative. It was the instructor. The instructor's name is Dave. The guy at first seemed, he kind of likes to bust your balls a lot, but at the same time, he doesn't like to get his balls bust. He doesn't like for people to pick on him, but he picks on everybody else. And he likes to be playful, and he likes to have a good time. But at the same time, it's like he's not able to take a joke, but he's dishing it out. And he had multiple different problems with it. One of the guys in the orientation, as well as me, probably had the most issue with me. I'm trying to have fun with him, and he's getting butt hurt, but at the same time, he's trying to bust our balls and make fun of us and have a good time, And he just was getting on my nerves. And everybody else in the orientation came to the conclusion, like, this guy's obviously, not the most professional. So that was kind of annoying. But besides that, everything in orientation was solid and straightforward. In my next video, which is probably, I'm going to start making it right now, but this video is getting too long. Next video, I'm going to kind of go over, my experience 2 weeks, 3 weeks in, and I've been driving for a while. So I'm able to give you kind of a detailed idea what you're getting into if you do start with JB Hunt on a Walmart or Sam's Club account, and kind of give you my perspective on that. All right, so give me any comments, any likes would help me out a lot. I know you guys like to comment a lot, and I like to see what you guys are talking about. If you have any questions, I try to get back to you guys as quick as I can. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.